All of Twitch just got leaked. Yup, an anonymous hacker claims they leaked the entirety of Twitch on 4chan, including streamer payouts and source code. The leaked data includes all of Twitch's source code with comment history, 3 years of creator payout reports, and an unreleased Steam competitor called Vapor. According to another anonymous company source, the leaked data is legit, and Twitch is aware of the breach. It might be a good time to change your password.
What is he doing?
Wanting the same thing even when in a wealth class that's affected. Keep up this work you're teaching the youth. Their daddy had this take, if you're wondering why you keep seeing it. Oh my god, are you serious?
Wait, is everybody giving him shit? Well, people are giving Hassan a lot of shit.
Ironic take, dude. What the fuck?
What?
That's an insane take, dude.
Wait, people are going in on Hassan. So apparently he's upset.
Quick yes or no. Do you see anything wrong with a guy whose brand is his entire stream and ideology is socialism, anti-capitalism, profiting hundreds of thousands of dollars?
He's getting upset. What the fuck?
2 words. Mark plus surplus value. In before it's just donation, bro. It's just subs, bro. It's just sponsors, bro. Wait, what? You can't eliminate that, dude. The revenue stream is direct fucking subscriptions for a free service that I'm offering.
Dude,
like, yeah, socialism can't make profit. Socialists can't make profit. That's true.
Dude, this is actually
funny.
funny.
Watching and posting clip chimps of you on Twitter. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's so fucking...
This is funny, dude.
That's so wild. Okay. So...
He's been doing this since he's been live?
This issue before we move on finally from this fucking, you know, endless unlock.
All right, I want to see what he has to say.
Is this. The TLDR of the situation is Twitch fucking leaks all this private information. It wasn't protected. And now people are fucking mad, specifically mad at me for being one of the top revenue generators on the platform. And it's not new information if you've ever been in this community, because you know how much what my earnings are, because I put my fucking sub count up in the top right there.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. It's people that are literally like, the server room joke comment was a direct reference to this take wall. Yeah. And that all I want is to eat the rich, and by the rich I mean Hassan the Hun. Okay.
He's really upset. I'm number 29, yeah, for sure.
You should be canceled just for this, to be honest. What is this? Look at it like this. Caitlyn Jenner, whom I have met, wonderful person. Oh, dude, what the fuck? Ludwig Subathon 2.0.
I thought wait, is he done?
Subathon 2.0. Let's get top 5 together. I get the money.
I don't understand it. I thought he was going to give us his recap on the situation. I mean, he's so
probably
upset.
A bad day to say I'm doing a sponsor. What the fuck?
It's funny because he's getting more views than usual. I mean, yeah, he already gets a ton of views, but
for it, dude, he's fucking number 23.
Let's see. How did we check what the?
Believe it or not, there are actually more tiers after partnership on Twitch. There are things like premium partner, custom partner. Wait, what the fuck? Really?
Am I in the top 50? Let's see.
Oh my god, we're gonna learn so much about fucking Twitch.
I'm not the top 50, bro. Fuck. Damn, dude. All right, this is just endless poop. Here's the thing, right? All right, I mean, I get a nice UBI on here.
Streamed 22 days out of September and still made 120K. Yeah, that's like, that is fucking wild.
Hassan, what happened to you? Hassan is trending on Twitter after the.
I mean, I don't know how the how that works. Hassan isn't a true socialist because he says he does stuff equally, but that's not true at all. He does zero fucking gaming. I thought it was pretty funny that as soon as gaming started, it was like 20,000 kindergartners took over chat, and Hassan was struggling to reel them in. I know he wants to keep his views and subs high, but I wish there was some balance. I don't know why he doesn't game like the last 2 hours or something. Doesn't even have to be every day. I mean, I will. And I am. I'm going to be gaming today.
Nice. That's cool. I don't see that he's...
Those September earnings for Miz are from August? Oh, okay.
Okay, it's a hashtag Hassan. Okay.
Just curious, do you think having your sub count visible makes it okay? You're not smart. You don't have a big head. You have a $3 million house. You could be putting your money in the stock market like a smart person and start being a landlord instead of talking about these topics and radicalizing people so they try to steal your time away from gaming frogs.
What?
That's true. There will be gaming today. Here. This is what I'm going to show you guys. This is when the Chapo boys made money.
Let me tell you about a podcast.
I don't care. All right, so here's my thing, right? Here's the thing. Hassan is constantly getting a ton of shit for advocating for like socialist communist ideology and then making a ton of money. Right? And I feel like it's bizarre that he's not empathetic or sympathetic or whatever. He's not receptive to anybody's criticism. I think that's the worst part, right? So first and foremost, and I know people are going to sit here because people don't really listen. A lot of people are in, like, I know once I put this on YouTube, people are like, no, Papa, you're wrong. I don't care what you have to say. I love Hassan. Okay. That's fine. You do you, man. But I don't think he's a bad guy. I think that he's being very ignorant. My thing is yeah, they're all donations. Totally true. But he does speak out very heavily against Twitch. Or Amazon, which is owned by Twitch. Or, no, Twitch is owned by Amazon. You get my point. And he aligned with it. Now, first and foremost, the first thing you could do is you can stream on multiple platforms at the same time. People don't understand that. So you can stream on Twitch and another platform at the same time. So you could pull viewers from Twitch to another platform, right? That's how activism works. Now, I know Hassan says he's not an activist because every single time someone confronts him about something, he's like, well, I'm not that thing, so those rules don't apply to me. But I think fundamentally that if you're somebody who has a particular ideology that's against worker abuse and for a positive working experience, you should try to enact change, especially if you're a millionaire. Because the risk of opening a co-op, for instance, is not super high for somebody who has so much money.
This is what I mean.
What is he saying?
When I say that, like, it doesn't take much to be a conservative commentator. Like, that guy is getting paid by a think tank.
Oh, okay, I don't care. It's just him distracting and moving on. He's trying to distract you and say, like, oh, I'm not a bad advocate for socialism. He kind of is. Listen, okay, if I had money, there's so many different things he could do. He could open up a business and pay his workers in like a co-op fashion. He could stop. He signed an exclusivity contract. He could stream on another service and Twitch and try to pull viewers from Twitch over. He would still get the same views. He would just might be able to move it to another platform. He can invest money into a new streaming platform that treats their workers better or something. You know, if your argument's, well, there's abuse in every system. Like, yeah, sure, but there's more abuse in some systems than others, right? So we know Amazon fucks its workers up out the ass constantly. I just feel like there has to be a wake-up call here, right? The greatest thing about capitalism, whether you like it, or one of the greatest things about capitalism, is you get to use your money to do things, right? Your money is your voice. Money is power. If you are a socialist with a lot of money, which there aren't a lot of, you have a lot more power to have a bigger say. So you can leverage that influence to say, hey, we should leave this platform and move to a less abusive platform that treats its workers better, or I'm going to open up a string of small businesses to try to pay people in a worker co-op style so that I can, whatever. But instead, he takes all this money, and then what does he do? He buys like a really expensive house. And since he bought an expensive house, that now means he needs to make enough money to spend to keep that house going, which means he's going to feel the need to continue down the rabbit hole of his exclusivity deals and going against his general ideology. Right? I'm just saying, like, why is the reaction to criticism of, hey, this isn't you're not aligning with like socialism or whatever you're advocating for, to be this weird gaslight where he'll go, well, I'm not an activist, or I'm allowed to be rich, or, oh, it's just people giving me their money. It's like, yeah, it is people giving you their money, but you still have a lot of money and you're supporting Amazon as much as possible, and you're not giving anything in return. You're not doing anything really positive. I know that you're advocating for a message to young people, and that's cool, right? But you're not putting your money where your mouth is. Your whole thing is like, well, I'm just spreading the message. And it's like, why not actually invest yourself into something positive? Do everything you're doing now, but open up a worker co-op, right? Like, if I had a lot of my whole plan is to become, is to hopefully take off, but to legitimately open up some kind of a platform. I kind of, or rather a small business. I want to open up a string of small businesses, like a convenience store. I've also talked to Mom and God about opening up a gym for fat people that's accepting of fat people, but actually helps them from a like a mental health perspective as well. It was a very interesting conversation. That's a conversation for another day. But I want to open up a string of small businesses, like a convenience store, almost like a Sheetz if you've ever been to Pennsylvania, where maybe there's a gas station connected. They sell hot food that's decent, and you can get shit that you need like 24/7. And my plan. And of course, I'm not there yet, but my plan is like, hey, I want to pay people minimum wage plus a manager with a managerial wage, and then pay myself just as much money that it costs for me to take out the small business loan, and then give everybody a percentage of like the net profits. I don't think that's a horrible idea. I don't think that that's like super unrealistic. Minimum wage out here is like $15 an hour, so I don't know how much they would make, and maybe it would fail, but like, aren't you supposed to show people that it can work? Pay yourself a little bit and try to support your community through opening up a business. And what's so funny is I mentioned this in the last time I criticized Hassan, and one person's like, well, you don't have the money to do that, so since you're not doing it, we're not going to take you seriously. It's like, well, it sounds very elitist when your perspective is, I can't criticize a rich person because I'm not rich. That's very elitist. It's very classist. And it's like, I don't know, man. It just seems like this is a person, whether you want to hear about this or not, this is a person who ever really struggled in life, who was, he was definitely the beneficiary of nepotism. And I was too. My uncle got me a job just like his. My uncle got me a job as a bus washer, and then I worked my way up to a bus washer manager. And that's fine, but he doesn't really understand the struggle, I guess, and he just kind of advocates for something in a very ideological perspective, but doesn't want to put like boots on the ground. He doesn't want to put his money where his mouth is. And it's like, who better to show that socialism or democratic socialism or whatever can work than the richest socialist? Wouldn't you want to show people, hey, it works? You can say, well, he doesn't have to. And it's like, okay, but then what's the point of his existence if he just gets donations from people's free Amazon Prime subs to look attractive and say fuck you to conservatives? Like, what's the point? Like, what's the real world impact? And if you're going to keep saying, well, he doesn't have to do that, it's like, well, what's the point? Why look up to this guy? Like, all community leaders, or a lot of times people look up to somebody, there's somebody worth looking up to. Like, what's the point? What happened to doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do? Why does there have to be like a technicality? It's like, well, technically he doesn't have to do this to align with the ideology. Who cares about the technicality? Why don't you have higher expectations for your idol or your champion? This is why Hassan sucks, because his followers have no expectations for him. It's weird. You should have higher expectations for somebody who wants to make America a better place. So what? I don't understand why the expectations are so low. He doesn't have to do anything, but it's just like, shouldn't you have higher expectations? Shouldn't he do something? Isn't that the point? Because right now, all he's doing is taking his money and saving it or spending it on a lavish lifestyle. How does that help anybody in America? I don't think it helps anybody in America at all. Who does that help? What is he going to do? Because one of the talking points and one of the criticisms of a lot of socialist people and communist people is savings are not great. People will wealth hoard and then they won't really do anything with it. And isn't that this? If he's not doing something to return to the community, isn't that all he's doing? And you're going to say, well, he pays his tax. Okay. And you want to know what? He gets to write off part of his house expenses on his taxes because he works from home. I do this too. I wrote off money on my taxes last year because I fucking work from home. I have an entire room in my house. I exclusively use my computer for work. That's not an exaggeration. I'm either streaming on this, or I'm video editing, or I'm doing thumbnails. That's all I'm doing. I get to write off my internet. I get to write off that. Like it, it's like... Like somebody said, he doesn't act like a savior. He gives his damn opinion, and you look at him as a savior. And when you finally disagree, you lose your mind over it. I don't know if you're talking to me, because that's not exactly what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. When you have really low expectations on Hassan, what is the point of his existence? His whole point is like, well, he's an educator. But when I've said that he was some form of an educator, people are like, no, he's not. He's just a streamer. I feel like you guys should have a higher expectation of Hasan. And I think it's something worth listening to if people are frustrated by a thing. I've been in this position where people will give me shit for something that I disagree with. And I think about it for a while, and then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Maybe there's a valid criticism. I don't know. I'm just saying, man. I quite literally, all Hasan would have to do is invest in like a small business or maybe like a charity. Does he have like standings in a charity? He should be giving some of his money and putting it towards a good cause that it would be more aligning with his political ideology. That's not like a super hot take. I feel like that's not a hot take. This guy has so much money, he wouldn't have to even really take a big risk in order to do that. And then he could show the world. Like, think about this. You guys just, the people are saying like, well, he has a political ideology. He has like a political ideology. What the fuck? Oh god, I just lost my train of thought. But you understand what I'm saying. You guys have low expectations for Hasan. You're saying that like he's spreading a message of socialism, so that's enough. But wouldn't it spread the message more effectively if he actually enacted some form of like a democratic socialist idea, like a co-op? I'm just saying, because it feels like he's just doing it for views, no? What other point is there? He kind of comes on. He seems like he's really upset a lot now. He seems like he's just like disgruntled all the time because of the criticism he gets. And instead of saying, you know what, maybe the criticism is valid, he just fucking keeps slugging through the mud and making like the same anti-conservative shit all the time. Finding somebody that like criticizes Marxism and then says this guy's bad, and then he makes money, and then everybody moves on. He makes like $3 million a year just on Twitch. You know? And I'm not a democratic socialist. I'm a capitalist that believes in universal basic income. Like I believe in that. That's what I am. But you know, I feel like I don't know, man. I just feel like if you have a particular ideology and you have the means to implement it, and if it does actually mean a lot to you to implement your ideology, you should do as much as you can to spread it. Because my thing is a lot of people say that he spreads socialism. I don't think that he does. I think a lot of young kids follow him and like him, but I really feel like he doesn't have retention from people who start to think more critically. Because he just like shits on all opposing people, like everybody who says like he's being dishonest. He just shits on him. He says, no, fuck you, and he reprograms his audience. And I feel like he's not pulling people towards his side as much as he's just retaining an audience of young people who already felt that way before looking at Hasan. So, I don't know. Papa, you're a capitalist who supports better social safety. Yeah, that's exactly what I am. Yeah, 100%. I believe in the expansion of welfare, but in a better way. I think that the United States... So, if you look at something like a lot of people will point to Nordic models where they have robust welfare systems that actually work, right? I think that in other countries, like in those countries, they have a very homogenous society, right? We have a society of different people, different cultures, different ethnicities. It's not a bad thing. It's actually the thing that I think is the greatest about our country. But what it does happen is that we have different people of a bunch of different perspectives. You'd think that one entire country that was like 99%, you know, fucking one ethnicity and one ideology, they would be more in line mentally with what they want. So those people represent each other better, which is why you can implement targeted welfare programs. Here, though, we have so many different people. I don't think that it's practical to implement specific programs. Like, I don't know. That's why you see like people are open to things like Medicare for all, but not everybody's super open to like free schooling and shit like that. Because we're so many different cultures and people mixed together. So to me, I think though, everybody likes money. Money is very simple. Money is very, I guess, refined. So people I'd rather give people money to spend on what they feel is best for them rather than to tell people what's best for them and then to collect taxes and put into that thing. Right? So instead of free schooling and what other nonsense, I say let's implement a universal basic income. Now you have money to decide what you want to do with that money. Different people from different backgrounds and cultures can still unify around it because it's like, well, it's money, so I could do what I want with it. So you're not dictating what you want to do. It's a great way, I think, to gather a society and strengthen it in whole, but also maintain individualism. That's one of the reasons why I like that. So yeah. Anyway,
What's going on here is the Pandora Papers. Nobody fucking talking about it. I talked about it, but you know that doesn't matter. How much streamers make? Real
He's
shit.
really upset.
Exactly.
I should probably
Ultimately, we are very visible. We're very accessible. It makes it really easy, like easy targets to shit on. Striking is ableist? Shut the fuck up. No way. Hi, someone with heavy food sensory issues here? Oh, God.
All right. Anyway, enough of this. I just went off on my rant, so I just wanted people to hear that. You know, I want to say one last thing about the Hassan thing. I know that I'm talking about a lot. At the end of the day, Hassan's getting donations from young people who believe in their ideology and they think he represents them best. So they're taking their money and they're giving it to him. To me, it would make sense to take the money that's donated to you by people who believe in a particular ideology, which is like socialism and whatnot, and take that money and use it to enact more socialist ideology, right? Worker co-ops, something like that. I'm just saying.